Hello everyone. I have written some books, and the first two books are A Road to Wealth and Happiness and The Secret to Success. My latest book is The Law of Money. This topic was not simple, it is so deep, and the learning journey requires many setbacks, off track, build and rebuild. In this video, first we need to learn about money. How to change your relationship with money according to Wallace Wattles and the infinite supply of the universe. Money, for most people, feels like a restless gas. It comes, stays briefly, and then quietly slips out of the back door, often leaving anxiety behind. Some chase it their entire lives, only to feel that it runs faster than, and the harder they pursue it. Others fear it, avoid it, or secretly resent it, believing it corrupts or complicates life. But what if money is not a problem? What if the real issue lies in the relationship we have with it? According to Wallace Wattles, author of The Science of Getting Rich, money is not something to chase, it is something to allow. It is not scarce, not limited, not reserved for the chosen few. Instead, it is a part of an infinite, ever-flowing supply in the universe, like air, like sunlight, like the ocean tides. It is always available. The question is not, is there enough? But rather, am I alive to receive it? The river and the cup. Imagine the universe as a vast, endless river. This river carries everything, ideas, opportunities, wealth, abundance. It flows constantly, never stopping, never running dry. Now imagine yourself standing beside it, holding a cup. Some people hold it a tiny cup, crack it, and warn, whispering, I don't deserve more than this. Others hold their cup tightly, afraid that if they loosen their grip, it will spill. And a few, they bring a large open vessel, steady and calm, knowing the river never stops flowing. The river does not choose who deserves more water, it simply flows. The difference is in the cup. Your beliefs, your emotions, your thoughts about money, that is the cup. If you believe money is hard to get, your cup shrinks. If you believe money causes suffering, your cup cracks. If you believe there is never enough, your hands tremble and you spill what you receive. But if you begin to trust that the river is endless, something changes. Your cup becomes steady. It grows. You stop grabbing and start receiving. Wallace Wattles and the Infinite Supply. Wallace Wattles thought about a radical idea. There is no such thing as luck in the universe, only luck in human awareness. He believed that everything originates from what he called the formless substance, an invisible intelligence that creates all things. Money, in this sense, is not just paper or numbers. It's a form of energy shaped from this infinite source. When you think in the certain ways, clear, focused, grateful, and purposeful, you align yourself with that creative force. You begin to participate in creation rather than come for the limited resources. This is a profound shift. Most people are trained to think in competition. If they have more, I must have less. Opportunities are rare. I have to struggle to survive. But Wattles invites you into a different paradigm. There is more than enough for everyone. Wealth is created, not taken. You grow rich by adding value to life, not by taking from it. When you truly understand this, your relationship with money softens. It becomes less about fear, more about flow. Why people fall off track? If the river is always flowing, why so many people feel stuck? Because they step out of alignment, and it happens quietly. It begins with small thoughts. If I lose everything, I'm not lucky as others. Money is stressful. These thoughts are like stones placed inside your cup. At first they seem harmless, but over time they take up space, less room for abundance, more weight to carry. Then come emotions, fear, envy, guilt. You see some people succeed. Instead of feeling inspired, you feel threatened. You receive money, and instead of feeling grateful, you feel anxious about losing it. Without realizing it, you turn away from the river and start digging in the dirt, hoping to find water there. That is what it means to fall off track. Now, not because the supply disappears, but that because you stop trusting it. The quiet trip in scarcity, falling off track, is rarely dramatic. It is not a sudden collapse. It is a slow trip, like a boat untied from the dock, carried gently away by unnoticed currents. One day you wake up and realize you are working harder but feeling poorer. You are earning more but worrying more. You are chasing money but feeling empty. This is the paradox, because chasing money often pushes it further away. Why? Because chasing comes from lack, and the universe responds not to your words, but to your state of being. If your energy says, I don't have enough, the response mirrors that reality. How to return to the flow? Getting back on track is not about working harder, it's about realigning. Think of yourself not as someone who must force success, but as someone who must tune into it, like adjusting a radio frequency. The music is already playing. You just need to find the right signal. Here is how that begins. First, shift from fear to trust. Trust does not mean ignoring reality. It means believing that reality can change. When you trust the river, you stop panicking about every drop. You know more is coming. Second, practice gratitude at a state, not a gesture. Gratitude is not just saying thank you. It is feeling that what you have is already enough and that is more is on its way. Gratitude expands your cup. Third, think creatively, not competitively. Instead of asking, how do I get money? Ask, how can I create value? Creation aligns you with the infinite. Competition traps you in the limitation. Hold a clear vision. Wattles emphasize clarity, not vague wishing, but the definite picture of what you want. Your vision is like blueprint the universe can build from. Act with purpose. Thought alone is not enough. Action grounds your intention into reality, but it must purposefully action, not frantic effort, like planting a seed, not digging holes everywhere in desperation. The garden within. Think of your relationship with money as a garden. Your thoughts are the soil, your beliefs are the seeds, your emotions are the water. If you plant seeds of fear, you will grow anxiety. If you plant seeds of trust and clarity, you will grow abundance. But here is the truth most people overlook. You cannot plant seeds one day and dig them up the next to check if they are growing. That is what doubt does. It interrupts the process. The universe responds to consistency, to quiet confidence, to the gardener who waters daily even before the first sprout appears, becoming a person money flows to. At the deepest level, changing your relationship with money is not about money at all. It's about identity. You move from a person who chases money to a person who attracts it. From I hope I don't lose this to I know I can create more. From scarcity to sufficiency, and eventually to overflow. Money begins to feel less like a fragile possession and more like a natural extension of your energy, something that comes, goes, and returns again like the tide. Final reflection: the river is still flowing. It has always been flowing. It flowed yesterday when you worry. It flows today as you read this. And it flows tomorrow whether you believe it or not. The only question is, are you standing at the edge with a closed fist or open hands? Because the moment you open your hands, steady your cup, and trust the flow, you will realize something quietly powerful. You were never separate from abundance. You are in one with the infinite, and you will work together with its energy. Thank you so much. This topic has been a topic that I study and learn, and it's not very easy for people to grasp, but if you follow and understand it clearly, it is your power, and you need to change your relationship about money and become a best friend to it. Thank you.